What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video about the Killer Bean PC and console game. I know it's been a long time since I made a video, and I have a really good reason for that. It's because I've been working really hard, and this is one of the things I wanted to show you today, the new city environment. And this is pretty much an open world environment. It's not completely done, so things are looking a little rough around the edges, like that car, for example. There's a lot of bare spots right now. I would say this is about 50% done, but this is completely open world. So you can go anywhere you want in this city. You can eventually leave the city and go walk around on the rest of the island. So some of you might already know that this game is an open world roguelike. If you want to know more about the Killer Bean PC game, then head on over to Steam and search for Killer Bean, and you can see all the info about the game there. And while you're there, please wishlist the game, because that's really important to me, and that's going to help me out a lot. I highly appreciate any wishlist I can get. So basically, the game will have three factions. It will have the Shadow Beans, Bad Beans, and also Mercenaries. So the Bad Beans in the game, right now they're all trying to kill me for some reason. I guess they all don't like me, but in the real game, the Bad Beans may or may not like you, meaning they might think you're friendly or they might want to just shoot you. And that depends highly on the quest and the campaign you have. Because it's a roguelike game, that means every time you start a new campaign, the story, the missions, characters, everything will change. So on one run, Bad Beans might be friendly to you, depending on how you treat them, of course. And on another run, Mercenary Beans might be friendly, or they might be foes. And the Shadow Beans will always be your foe. They will always try to kill you if they see you. So this city is mostly inhabited by Bad Beans. There will be multiple gangs in this city, different rival gangs. Gangs might randomly try to fight each other, or they might align with each other, or they might actually help out the main mob boss that controls the city. So the mob boss really more or less owns the city, and it's going to be a different mob boss every time you play the game. If you're wondering if Cappuccino is going to be in the game, no, he will not be in this game. Unfortunately, he passed away in Killer Bean Forever, so there will be new mob bosses. And depending on the story that you get for your run, you might align with the mob boss, you might have to assassinate the mob boss, or you might do jobs for the mob boss, like clear out rival gangs in different parts of the cities. And Mercenaries, of course, might say, hey, clear out the mob boss in this city and we'll give you whatever. So let's talk about the different missions and how they're going to work in the city. Each building that is in the city will have a door that, depending on the quest, you might be able to enter the building and it's going to load a new scene. So you can't physically open the door and walk into the building and then walk out of the building and be in the city again. It's going to be like most games where it loads a new scene and you're inside of some interior building. That way I could keep everything fresh. Everything will change all the time. So one mission might be, say, in this building, and you have to retrieve some item inside this building, return it to someone else in another part of the city. Or you can go in, clear out every single bad guy in this building, things like that. It really depends on the mission you get for that run. Now, the vehicles here, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about vehicles. I know probably everyone wants to be able to hijack a vehicle, like kick someone out and just drive the vehicle by yourself. I'm going to work towards that. The vehicle thing is going to be next on the list. I haven't really, oh my goodness. Some of these guys are whacked out. I thought I figured out the bugs, but got a lot of work to do. So the vehicles, you'll definitely be able to drive vehicles. In the next update, I'll make vehicles for this game that you can drive. This is all going to be revamped eventually, and I don't even know if I'm going to make these vehicles follow traffic rules. So there's really no law in this city except for who rules the city, which is the mob boss. There's going to be random things happening during your game. So for example, say the mob boss knows about you and they don't like you. They will send out their security team to try to hunt you down whenever they see you. Other things that could happen are, say you enter the city and the shadow beams know you're in the city. They're going to activate a shadow beam somewhere in the city saying, so-and-so shadow beam, your activated killer bean is in your city. Go find him and hunt him down. So there's going to be lots of different random things happening while you're in the city. It's not just about going to do one quest and then, you know, going to another quest, things like that. There might be other things like curfews or gangs rioting where there's complete chaos in the city and the mob boss really loses control. All that stuff is basically in the city. There's going to be much more in this game other than just cities. You can venture out of the city, go into the island where you'll find mostly mercenaries or other inhabitants. Bad beans will mostly be inside the cities. And there's going to be small towns too. Bad bean controlled towns, you know, things like that. The mercenaries will control military bases, outposts, bunkers, random things, which I won't announce yet. It's going to be cool. Don't worry, guys. Okay, so let's talk about what's happening in the cities right now. There will be other things I'm going to include, like warehouses, of course. You can't have a Killer Bean game without a warehouse. Probably not. So you're going to have warehouses where you might actually do mundane tasks like moving crates from one shelf to another shelf, and you'll get rewards for that. So you can actually do bad bean jobs, get paid some reward, but of course bad beans don't make that much. Oh, the other thing I in this update while I'm doing some combat is I kind of tweaked the ragdoll. So the ragdoll I feel like works much better. Like I'll let this guy shoot me. Oh, by the way, this guy's wearing a welder's helmet, so he's more of like an armored type of bean. Check out my ragdoll. Boom. So eventually, whatever the beans are wearing will pretty much define who they are. So that welder's bean helmet will give that guy more like tank health, things like that. He might be slower, shoot slower, but he'll have way more health. I don't have it implemented right now because it's still early. I haven't worked with the AI that much, but it's coming. Don't worry, guys. All right, guys, so that was a huge update. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, please go to Steam and wishlist Killer Bean on Steam because that really helps me out and I really appreciate every wishlist I can get. So yeah, check out Killer Bean on Steam and I will see you guys next time.